Hi, it's Jennifer Monahan from Spirit Evolution, and today I want to talk about identifying and living your life purpose. I have a lot of clients who come to me wanting to know what their purpose is, and I'll do a shamanic journey for them and really get some good insights for them. But let me tell you what I've learned during that process and some things that you can do, even without a shamanic journey, to get you started down your life purpose path. So, first and foremost, your life purpose really combines your unique gifts and your skills and your abilities with your passion, which is another way of saying your purpose, into one clear focus. And what I found through my shamanic work is when I do a journey for a client and the client says, gee, what's my purpose? Why am I here? What I find is that our life purpose itself as a standalone thing tends to be much more directional than specific. So, for example, I have yet to do a shamanic journey for somebody asking about purpose where it comes back, your life purpose is to be a deep sea pebble piler or something that specific. And the reason for that is because we have the ability to have choice, right? And the way that we live our purpose can be lived in many different ways. Um, I'll share an example in a second, but and how we live our purpose can change as we go through life. So, for example, if your life purpose is a healer, right, you could be a traditional healer like a doctor. Maybe you're a veterinarian. Maybe you decide to become a shaman, right? That's another form of healing. But you could also live that purpose of healing by being a very good listener with a lot of empathy for others, right? Because the gift of listening is one that doesn't exist in everyone, and it's one that most people need. They need to be heard, they need to be understood, and that standalone act is a healing act. If your life purpose is to be a protector, right? One way is to be a police officer, or maybe working in security or operations security or something like that, or even IT security, right? But you can also live your purpose by protecting and providing for your family, your spouse, your children, your parents. If your life purpose is to be a guide, well, you can be a teacher, you could be a counselor, you could just be a really good friend and still live your purpose every day. So this idea of life purpose is flexible to allow us to bring forward what's important to us. So how do you get started? Well, first off, begin by identifying what your gifts are. These are your talents, your abilities, your skills that set you apart from everyone else. And sure, other people may have them, right? You may be extremely talented with music and know other people who are extremely talented musicians, but perhaps you're talented with music plus empathy, plus listening, plus being able to make things with your hands. And that together makes you unique in the world, right? So what are your gifts? Remembering that they come in many shapes and sizes, and get a list of those gifts. And if you're having trouble, ask other people, hey, what do you think my gifts are? What do you think I'm known for? And write an honest list of what those gifts are. Don't be shy. This isn't a time to be humble, but just to do an assessment of, okay, what are my gifts? And then, how do I use them? How do I bring them forward in my life every day? And am I using them every day? Am I only using them in parts of my life? Or am I perhaps consciously choosing to not use them, say, in my personal life or in my work life? And if so, why not? So start by understanding what your gifts are. And then remembering that our life purpose combines, how we bring that forward combines our purpose, which is our passion, and our gifts together. So spending some time next thinking about what is my purpose, what is my passion, and bringing that forward can help. As I mentioned, usually our life purpose is pretty broad, so it's something that can change and evolve as we change and evolve in terms of how we bring that forward. One way to start thinking about what your purpose is to consider what it is that's always interested you, even from a child. And I'll share my own personal examples. So one of my life purposes is to help heal others, the planet, the world. And I have always been interested in healing, even since I was a young child. So when I was 3, I was telling my parents I wanted to be a brain surgeon, and actually took, pre-med courses when I was in high school in preparation for going to med school one day. I changed my mind. We had a death in the family that really shook me up, and I said, "Oh, I can't do that. I don't think I could handle it if a patient died." And I went over to business school instead. But when I graduated college, I seriously considered going to veterinary school. Didn't do that, but it was always kind of there, sitting there, saying, "Hey, don't you want to help?" I ended up going and getting a master's in natural health, and then completed all my coursework for a PhD in natural health, because again, that was something I was interested in. And then did the whole life coaching courses and everything like that. All of these things pointed to, for me, an interest and a passion in helping others heal. And then how I ended up bringing it forward was through my shamanic work and the work that I do as a coach, helping people live courageous, authentic lives. So think about what's always interested you and see if there is a theme, much as I had this theme around health and healing. Once you get that theme and have a better understanding of it, tie that together with your gifts and passions and say, what does my heart really want? So for me, when I look at the healing purpose, being a brain surgeon or a veterinarian weren't fully aligned with my passions, because my passions include getting to know people really well, connecting with people on a one-on-one basis, and being part of a lifelong journey rather than a point-in-time journey. I'm also very interested in the spiritual world. That's something that's been an interest and a passion of mine. So you can start to see how shamanism then started to make more and more sense of how I could bring my gifts and my passion forward while I lived my purpose. So pull together all those pieces to see what it is that your heart wants, your gifts, your purpose, your passions, and you'll start to get a clear idea and a vision as to what it is that you want to do with your life. Once you get that idea, really picture it, imagine it, feel it, make it real and tangible, and then go start living it. If you want more assistance in identifying your purpose, I'm happy to do a shamanic session for you. Just reach out to me at spiritevolution.co. Have a great day.